Hello, my name is Danelle from Vic, and in this video, I will go through my art methodology project of self-portrait, selfie, selfish. Looking at my first artwork, titled First Year Jitters, where it captures the nervous and uncomfortable feeling, almost like the first day of school, or in this case, the first year of university. That unknown and unfamiliar feeling that leaves you feeling isolated in the beginning. During my first year, the selfish app that consumed the year was UP Login, as this is your lifeline in this unfamiliar territory. And for that reason, the color schemes revolved around the UP logo: gold, yellow, blue and red. During my practical placement in the art classroom, I noticed a few students doing an impressionist-like art style, and I wanted to try it out for myself, to learn how to work with this technique and better explain it to my future pupils. I did not realize how many layers one needs to achieve this blurry, effortless brushstroke look. Trust me, it takes a lot of effort. For the concept of my artwork, I also wanted the art to start off blurry and progressively become more refined with each artwork, to show how I have developed as a teacher during each passing year. The first year artwork is also blurry because it is a distant memory and I do not recognize myself to be the nervous figure anymore. Using acrylic, I thought it would be ironic for my first year artwork, as in grade 8 and 9, the first paint medium the learners are introduced to is acrylic. Overall, I felt that acrylic shows a starting point in painting, and would communicate a starting point in my experience as a future educator. Overall, I enjoyed exploring this technique and I learned a lot through the process. Here are images of how first year jitters came out. Looking at the next artwork, Second Year Companionship, I wanted to capture the feeling of being part of a team and now having a place where I feel supported by others. During my second year of studies, the selfish app that consumed the year was WhatsApp, where there was endless communication between peers and lecturers, sometimes too much communication. To acknowledge the extensive use of WhatsApp, in this year, the color scheme is monochromatic in the green color. During my teaching placements, I noticed that visual art students, more than design students, were afraid to draw outside the lines. So I wanted to take a design approach in this artwork, as the subject has a soft spot in my heart. Using gouache and pen might be an unusual pairing, as gouache likes water and pens don't. But I wanted to express that during my studies, I myself had a few unusual pairings that ultimately worked themselves out in the end. I also wanted to express the idea of don't be afraid to try new things. Creating this artwork was fun and free in nature, similar to my experience in my second year of studies, where I found my footing and support team and bettered my understanding of my role as a student teacher. Moving on to my third artwork, titled Third Year Distancing. As part of this methodology project, we were tasked to create an artwork from photography, and I thought it would be ironic to make a digital artwork for depicting my digital learning year as a result of 2020 COVID. I wanted to capture a photograph of what my distance learning environment looked like during my third year. I especially liked this wall full of clocks as a background, as it felt like 2020 passed slowly, and this happened to be the wall I looked onto during my online classes. So I wanted this to be the backdrop of my third year artwork. I explored my composition through photography by going to different spaces in my house and posing differently, until I got the image that I thought correctly captured my experience from my online learning. The selfish app of the year was Zoom. As you can see, a meeting taking place on my screen in some of the photographs. As the year was forced online so quickly, Zoom was heavily relied on for communication, and as a result, my final artwork will have a blue filter over it to represent the heightened use of Zoom in this year. Lastly, my artwork titled Fourth Year Interconnectedness, where I want to depict a self-reflection of the person I have grown into during my 4 years of studies. The first face I'm depicting is me smiling looking down, which I will create through smoke drawing. the method of smoke that is imprinting onto the canvas board, just like my studies have imprinted on me as a future art educator. This face is showing the optimistic side of my reflection, positive outlook towards my future. The second face of the artwork is blankly looking off to the side. This depicts my other side, where I still have some self-doubts about my capabilities, and it is done in a glitch-like style to represent this mindset being destructive. This face is complete in gouache, pencil and pen, a mixed method experiment capturing the colors of the selfish app of Blackboard, as learning was still taking place online this year. Overall, I was very happy with how this experiment turned out. I think it looks a bit overwhelming, but I feel like that captures what I'm feeling this year perfectly. Thank you for watching the video, that sums it up, and I hope you enjoyed my art series depicting my 4 years of studies.